And a lot of that was because of Coach Tomlin and who he is and how he makes us prepare.
All right, looks like Russ has found himself a home in Pittsburgh and wants to stay. But Stephen A., do you think he'll be the quarterback there next season?
I think so, because what direction are you going to go in? I don't think they're ready to go with Justin Fields and give him the nod. Even though he won games, I don't think they were as pleased with him as they were with Russell. I also think that Russell gets a reprieve to some degree because you recognize what a problem George Pickens was. Not to mention the fact that who's your legitimate number two if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. So because of the question marks surrounding other people, all right, along with your ability to go out and get somebody better or lack thereof, I think they end up sticking with Russell Wilson because how much is it really going to cost you?
Let's go to the big screen. Cam.
I look good, Stephen. I look good. But I'll say it like this. Man, Russell Wilson is saying and doing everything that he's supposed to say. Of course he wants to stay. Of course he's going to prop up and say there's no other place like Pittsburgh. Man, bro, you got to understand like this, Mike T. You got to understand like this, Pittsburgh. 2 of the 4 game changers in this league are in this division. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Bengals, Joe Burrow. How do we compete with those guys? Yep. If anything, I'm saying give it to Justin Fields. Build with Justin Fields. He's a young player that you can build with. We've seen what Russell Wilson can do. Now you see what Justin Fields can do also. Build around him, give him the skill set, give him the patience, and allow him to grow up under you guys. Because when it comes to going into any season, number one, you got to win your division. That's first and foremost. That solidifies your advantages in the postseason. And then number 2, everything else will happen next. Justin Fields is the answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Somebody that's not in their building is the answer for me. It's got to be someone different. Because if it was going to be Justin, which I advocated for, then had played him this year and figure out exactly what he is, how to build off of him, all that stuff. They didn't do that, so he's still a giant question mark. Russell played well this year, but you know what you're going to be with Russ. You're going to be 10-7, 9-8. You get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round if you get in. That offense isn't nearly dynamic and explosive enough, and Cam's point within the division is everything. So I think you got to look at, like, Sam Darnold in free agency. I don't know if they could afford him. Is it going to be somebody like Kirk Cousins on a trade? What happens with Stafford? What happens with Stafford?
Why you bring that name up?
Stop, bro.
Dude, you're gonna continue to mile in like slightly above average. Trevor Lawrence,
bro, you're saying Kirk Cousins? Okay, well, this bromance that you got with Trevor Lawrence needs to be studied. But you think Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, who else you said, Darnold, is better than Justin Fields? Are we serious right now? Man, come on, Danny-O.
Cam, you mean to tell me that you think, convicted-wise, that Justin Fields is a better player than Sam Darnold?
Yes.
I wouldn't say Sam Darnold. No, I wouldn't say that, Cam.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I would. Not after this season, Cam.
Stop.
Not after this season.
Whoa. Stop.
Go ahead.
Sam Darnold had the best receiver in the game. Has Justin Fields ever had a receiver like Justin Jefferson?
No,
listen, Cam, you could sit there and say, like, you think and maybe and whatnot, and I've been a Justin Fields guy. There is not a single human being on the planet that works in the NFL that sits there and says they believe Justin Fields is a better player than Sam Darnold.
I don't think better than Sam Darnold.
I'm talking about skill.
You know, and it's skill and potential. I would take him ahead of Kirk Cousins. I would take him ahead of Daniel Jones. I definitely would do that. I wouldn't take him ahead of Sam Darnold right now.
Are any of these names major upgrades? Are any of these getting the Steelers over the hump that they can really compete in this division?
If the Steelers got their hands on a guy like Trevor Lawrence, I would feel that way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cam is not high on Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. No, I'm not. I didn't say that, Molly. I didn't say
sorry.
that.
I took it out of context.
You got to rebuild his confidence. That's a real thing.
Oh, but this is what I will ask you, Dan.
Yes, sir.
At their best, not their worst, at their best, who are you choosing? Sam Darnold at his best, Justin Fields at his best. Who are you choosing?
I think I'd take Sam Darnold after this year. Cam, I would. After this year. Now, Cam, after this year, I would. We watched Sam Darnold for 15 weeks play MVP caliber football. We've never seen that from Justin.
Hold on, Dan.
Now, Justin hasn't been in a great situation.
Hold on, Dan. Here's the question. The market value for Sam Darnold plummeted from $54 million to $40 million.
Yeah.
Are you taking Sam Darnold at 40 or Justin Fields at 30?
Sam Darnold at 40.
No, I'm taking Justin Fields at 30. I'm taking
Stephen A., that is the.
I'm taking Justin Fields at $10 million less. I'm taking Justin Fields.
And how much better is Trevor Lawrence than either of them?
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is more talented than either of them, but you have to rebuild Trevor Lawrence's mindset and his psyche, his confidence.
All he got to do is get around
play. The same as you got to do with Justin Fields. The same you got to do with Justin Fields. Listen, the reality of the situations that quarterbacks have been in can dictate how people look at you. That's not to take away from your talent. When you're asking me these questions, Dan, I'm saying to myself, at their best, I'm going with Justin Fields. He's a true dual threat. He's a real, if you're going off of your division alone, he can attack you like a Lamar Jackson can. So why not give him the resources and the patience to build with him?
Well, I was
with you on that, Cam. That's why I got so mad when they benched him this year. That was part of the reason
I wasn't
why.
mad about it. I wanted to see what Russell Wilson did in a Steelers uniform. I wanted to see it, and he was looking pretty damn good until late in the season. Having said that, Cam, let me get back to you with the Justin Fields thing. I don't know the answer to this question. All I know is this. The Steelers had him. They were winning games, and they still said, we think Russell Wilson is better. Tomlin never once committed to Justin Fields being his starting quarterback. Why? You got him there in your locker room. You got him there on your practice field. You're working with them. You've got developmental coaches with them. You got assistant coaches, offensive coordinators with them. Why did you make that decision? I can't ignore that and still sit here and say, Mike Tomlin's a damn good coach.
Right.
He knows what he's doing. And then ignore that.
Yes, I get it, and I understand. And that's a big question, not a small one, a big question, because they've seen it on a day-to-day basis as Russell Wilson was getting healthy to make his season debut. But there's something that I cannot mention enough. When you're talking about the gameplay of Justin Fields, he has something that a lot of game changers have. Not comparing him to the two, he has the common denominator. Okay, you play man-to-man. You have everybody covered. You have this person checked in. He can make a play and affect the defense. So when I'm seeing other quarterbacks around the league, not a lot of quarterbacks have common denominators. You either do it mentally or you do it skillfully, and that's what Justin Fields had the opportunity to do.
Yeah, but what you're saying about Russell Wilson, they still went with Russell Wilson. So what's that going to tell us about Justin Fields?
Man, Russell Wilson ain't no spring chicken.
Who's going to be the quarterback of the Giants? That's all I care about. Coming up, with concerns looming on the state of the passing game, is Jalen.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
That's what it is, baby. That's
and he will score. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And Washington has tied the ball game with the extra point still to come. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. Capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Buffalo Bills. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them
offensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
3rd and long, it's Smith escaping the pressure right. Slings this deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
A pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. 7 yards the pick up there. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Fitzpatrick now. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And that ball traveling 68 yards in the air, according to Next.